I'm the guy who invented the thing that's gonna take us out of this place. If you could read my mind, you would know what kind of pajamas I want when it comes to bedtime. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. They let me be what I want to be.
Hey guys, it's me, Ian. I'm doing the podcast solo now. I kicked Marcus off the show. So, yeah.
Ian, I just got back from my trip elephant hunting. So, that was a bad intro too. I hate this.
That was a terrible intro. I really thought you'd have something good.
I did. Ian, I've never ever in my whole life tried to do prop comedy. Sue me. I took one attempt ever, and now I'm the big butthole.
You are.
You're the podcast because the first time I tried it wasn't great. I hate you.
That's fair.
Gosh, Let Me Pitch This to You.
I'm Ian.
I'm Marcus. This is an
Marcus,
idea podcast. You're about to ask me, Marcus, what is this show? This is an idea podcast.
You stole my bit.
Where
I always say that.
Where I'm essentially me and my friend who we don't actually hate each other. It's all in good fun.
Well, we kind of grew up homeschooling in high school together and went to the same church youth group. So, but like, hate each other. Hate's kind of a weird word.
It's a strong word, but I really, really, really don't like you. Have you heard that song? But I really don't like you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could.
Oh, P.S. I Hate You by Simple Plan.
This is Simple Plan song?
Dear Sophia, I think I'm better off without you. P.S. I hate you. No, what is it? P.S. I hate you, but I don't.
No, I think I hate is a strong word, but I really, really. Okay. Anyway, no, like this was like, I didn't realize how like open and honest like we had to be to record this podcast. So somebody asked me about one of my pitches like in person.
Oh really?
And they're like, yeah, they're like, oh, what are you working on for like the podcast? And I couldn't do it. Like I was too nervous to open up and talk about my idea to another real life human.
Marcus. So at work, I've been working a lot because like I work for a live sound company. Production
Weird code audio sucks. Joke. I'm kidding.
Shut up.
Just good ribbon.
Oh, that's our equipment. Anyway, lately I've been working in like the business side of things. And they're trying to get me to learn how to answer phones. And I'm just like
the Boy Meets World episode.
And the thing is like I don't communicate well with people, and I keep thinking back to like when I podcast, I can talk.
Oh, we talk all the time.
Yeah. Like if I'm behind a microphone podcasting, and I can look at the computer recording or whatever, it's easy. But talking to a real life freaking human being.
That's why we got that. I don't remember what episode it was. That freaking VR game I told you about. That I wanted to make.
Oh yeah,
it's just to get rid of social anxiety.
Yeah. I also like to throw this out too because I think this is kind of funny. I give Marcus a really hard time about having the High School Musical 3 soundtrack on the set. But that being said,
we argued about that.
No.
That didn't want it on here.
I'm gonna either have to buy this album. If my sister left it at the house, I'll swipe it, but she might.
I'll just theft it.
Well, because it's her album, but I don't even know if she wants it. I'll see if I can have it. I was listening to it the other day, and obviously I hated High School Musical. My sister was kind of into it. But I was I really dug Jump In. And I love the freaking soundtrack. It's so freaking good.
No, it's not. It's not good.
Well, no, it's not good, but it's just...
But it's very good.
For a Disney sound. And that being said, kind of on the same topic of that hip-hop style, I was going to talk about this in my podcast, Radio Highway, The World of Music. Go check it out. I'm going to talk about this on the next episode.
Spoilers.
I realized that I had never listened to real hip-hop before. Like, real hip-hop. So I went back and I listened to Eazy-E's first album. Anyway, I know this isn't a music podcast, but I just want to throw that out there. Because I know you're super into, like, the whole hip-hop stuff. But
I mean, like, I think hip-hop done well...
Yeah.
Is one of... Whether you agree with it or not, is a very special type of, like, communication and getting your, like, point across and stuff. Like, there's a lot of very, very special.
That being said,
there's a lot of. I disagree with like 90%.
Yeah, that being said, it's very racist and it's very, very sexual content.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like, there things can be said in hip hop, and like the way that it is delivered, I think, can carry a special, unique impact that other forms of music don't carry. Like I think like you can like carry like a lot of the same weight and point and impact with like a rock song as you can like a pop punk song as you can like a pop song. But I think like there's a lot of impact and stuff that you can get across and communicate with in a hip hop song that is unique to that genre.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I just wanted to throw it out there.
Which has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, just go check out my music podcast. I didn't get an episode
Dude, we gotta quit doing
week.
Finger guns. It's the worst.
Oh yeah. I just like point. I don't even mean to do that. Like I don't even mean to do that. Dang it.
Pew! It's the worst. Okay, anyway, this is a podcast where me and my friend Ian essentially just talk about stories in a very, as I always joke about, but is actually kind of legitimate now, safe place where we know that even if we like don't necessarily love each other's pitch, like nobody's gonna like.
Yeah.
It's a safe place.
We should say this now too, just.
Because nobody watches the whole thing.
Send in your ideas. Communicate with us a little bit. If you want to send an idea or inquire about being on the show, we'd love to have some more guests on the show. I mean, we haven't really talked about that, but we've had a few guests, and like, if you want to be on the show, and we know you, so that Matt, Mac, Jeremy, whatever. You don't want guests on the show?
No, I can't. No, Mac, Jeremy.
Yeah, Matt.
Do we have other friends?
No. Wait. Corey Matthews.
I don't know.
A fictional character.
My brother might want to be on the show.
All our friends are fictional characters. What?
So my brother might want to be on the show at some point.
I thought about that. Both Michael and Drewby, because they.
Drewby. I mean,
their podcast was the first one I ever listened to, actually. Hashtag.
All right. Screw this. Ian, do you have a pitch?
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. Oh, hold on. How good do you think it is?
It's baller.
Okay, I'll go first. Frick, I don't want to follow that. All right. Ian, I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. So there's like kind of a plot twist to my thing.
Okay.
Should I give my pitch with the plot twist in mind, where like you don't know the twist till we get there, or it's gonna be like there's gonna be like a little bit of nostalgia that goes along with it? Should I build up the nostalgia and kind of throw off the twist?
So you're saying like, do you say the twist or not? Yeah.
Do you want me? No. If I start with the nostalgia part and build it up, the twist is gonna get ruined.
Why not say the twist first and then jump back or whatever?
And then build up the nostalgia?
Yeah.
Here's the twist. It's all about Vine. Okay.
All right.
And when I say Vine, I mean maybe the greatest app ever created.
That's no longer relevant.
Yes, but that's the whole point. Okay. Ian, favorite Vine. Let's just talk about Vines.
I was never super into Vines, so I'm just gonna say D's nuts.
Dang it! I forgot that's even a thing. Oh,
D's nuts.
Got him.
Hey, I got him.
Okay, so for
D's nuts.
For anybody who doesn't know what Vine is or didn't really care or pay attention to it,
like me, who actually had a social life,
but it was essentially
really have a social life.
It was a posting, like kind of like a social media type thing where you could just make There were 6-second videos that looped after each playthrough. Yeah. And the way it was straight up, you used your phone. If you had your thumb on the camera, it was recording. You took it off, it stopped recording. It was that easy. It was real simple. But I think one of the coolest parts about Vines is there's a lot of stupid Vines that are funny. Oh, here's this kid a 6-second clip of this kid just running into a wall, and then it loops, and you see bah bah bah, and that's funny.
There's stupid ones like
these nuts
trucker, dude.
They were like a butt cheek on a stick. Yeah, that's so good. There's stupid Vines there's a Vine where you know how people hold the nose of a skateboard and they'll run with it along the ground to build up speed and then jump on. There's a hilarious Vine where it shows this guy do a trick. And one guy's let me see. He takes the board from him. He's all right, check this out. And he goes and runs he's gonna do that, and then just keeps going and picks it up. Eventually, he just bolts. So there are a lot of dumb Vines that are hilarious though, but there's a lot of really really a lot of people talking about hip hop would rap but like rap in a way to where like they'd say something and then it hit the loop, so like the whole rap was like a big loop. And so like there's like a lot of like really neat, special, clever stuff that came out of Vine.
Okay.
There was and then like another cool thing that Vine would do, and like one of the main draws of it was like you could scroll through your feed of like the people you're following, but you could also go to like whatever's trending on Vine, and it was so easy to scroll through and get lost for like not hours, but like 20 minutes just like scrolling through watching these 6-second videos that were usually comedy based. But here's the pitch. Here's the idea.
So now, are we jumping back a few years to when Vine was actually...
No.
Because I don't think, like...
No, Vine is no longer relevant. That's the point of my pitch.
Okay. All right.
So here's what we're going to do. Ian, did you make any Vines?
I think maybe I made one. No, I take that back. I never made a Vine.
I made Vines. Do you want to know where my Vines are? I don't know. I have no way of accessing my Vines.
Because you don't have an account anymore.
I can't find them. No, because like Vine's dead. Like even if I go, like Vine is dead. I don't know if you don't know that, if you don't care or follow Vine, Vine's dead. So here's essentially my pitch.
So like, did the company go under? Like, can you still get the app, or is it just no one uses it?
No, Vine's dead. Like the app doesn't exist anymore.
That's what I thought, but okay.
So here's the idea, though. We have famous Viners, because people got famous from Vine, and now they like, if you're into YouTube at all, one of the biggest YouTubers right now, or two of the biggest YouTubers are these brothers, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, started a Vine.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like the worst like people ever, though.
Yeah.
Like there's like huge. I mean, they are not Christian, 20-year-old dudes with lots of money and essentially no responsibilities.
Now, do they get all this money from
from Vine and YouTube? Yes.
Vine and YouTube. Wow. All right.
So like, think about it, but still the worst. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The whole pitch is heist movie, but like the whole time people are like in shadow and you don't really see their faces and stuff until you get to the very end of the movie when they complete the heist and they're breaking into like Google servers or something, and they like plug in and it pulls up Vine, and then like it zooms out and they're all famous Viners trying to get their Vines back because they lost them. That's the whole pitch. That's it, essentially. But like we can like handpick. Like it's more fun. You don't know anything about Vine.
That'd be kind of a fun movie, yeah.
Yeah, like or like even like
just
like
a
short
video.
film. You know what I mean? Yeah, like do it like a 20-minute thing. Like it's real short, real like.
You could make that pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah, but like I mean, you couldn't because like a lot of Viners went onto YouTube and they make money. It'd be money to get the people to do that. But like, it'd be like such a fun, special, unique like Vine, and they're all famous Viners and stuff. And I thought it'd be fun to like talk about famous Viners, but you don't know any. So,
I'm sorry.
I mean, that kind of screwed up.
I tried to get into it.
That kind of screwed up my idea. But like, I thought that'd be like a really fun, neat, special thing to do. And like, what a twist! Like, but like have every other aspect of it be very serious and normal, like normal heist movie stuff. And then like at the very end, like, the whole thing was kind of a joke the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be neat. We can commercial break. Like for real, it was short.
That was good. I liked it though.
Yeah.
Did you have any particular famous Viners? I mean, I know I don't know any, but like...
shoot. My favorite...
We'll tag them in the video so that they can see this, and then if they're on board...
I mean, maybe.
Hey.
I'm trying to think of what my favorite's name was. There were another group of brothers. It was, something Johns. They both had their like last name was Johns. Marcus Johns and another Johns.
Wait. So when their friends told their parents where they were going, it's like I'm going to the Johns. That was the worst joke. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke.
Anyway, like they were very funny. My friend, like, actually, like, for real, though, like, some of the Vines that made me laugh the hardest was, like, my friend, like, you know Nick Laney?
Sounds familiar.
I mean, he
Was
did
he
Home Serve,
yeah. Okay.
And stuff. Like, you'd recognize him if you saw him, whether you know him or not. Like,
Probably, yeah.
Nick, like, I kid you not, like, some of Nick's Vines were, like, I laughed harder at some of Nick's Vines than any other Vines.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but
Now is that just because he's your friend?
no, like I think like Nick had a lot of
because
clever
I laugh
ideas.
at this show all the time, but I don't think people really find it funny.
I
Like I laugh at your jokes and you laugh at mine, but I often wonder if that's just because we're on the show and we're friends. Like if
No,
okay,
I mean,
so like
I
it
mean,
was legitimate, like funny, like his vines.
sometimes.
Yeah.
His vines are legitimately funny. Like I mean, also about this show, like, if you find us funny in real life, you will find this show funny. But it's not like we put on a special persona that we make jokes for this. Like if you watch my stand up.
Oh, I totally do. I'm emo in real life. I wear black makeup and
Ian
dye my hair and
hard guy liner.
Yeah.
Like real.
Sometimes I paint my fingernails black, and I trim them into claws.
There's a spike choker. Dang it. I was really into the Johns though. There was I can't remember his name. He was pretty clean too, because like a lot of the vines got like real dirty for no reason.
Oh yeah.
But he was super clean. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
We'll tag him anyway. Look through the tags though. But like, very good. Big fan.
Cool.
Want a commercial break this though? Like
sure, yeah, I'd be a fan of that. All right, this is a commercial break of Let Me Pitch This to You. I just want to say I got this new coffee mug from my now new favorite podcast, Jarrett Goes to the Movies. We are not sponsored by them in any way, but Jarrett Reddick, who's the lead singer of Bowling for Soup, hosts the podcast Jarrett Goes to the Movies. If he was to watch this show and comment, even if he said you guys are trash, I would be super happy.
You and your family and friends are the equivalent of garbage, Jared Reddick.
So anyway, yeah. So go check out that podcast. Just a free shout out to them because that's a cool podcast.
My favorite band of all time, Tiny Moving Parts, released an album.
Oh yeah, go check that out. That's a great band.
Let's just pimp other people's stuff.
No. We do have to say go support us on Patreon.
Okay, no. We got that crap out of the way. What's another really cool thing you want to talk about? Have you guys heard of the TV show Spectacular Spider-Man? It's a good one. Go check it out.
It's a good show. Oh, I just picked up the complete series of Cat Dog, that old cartoon from. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
Oh yeah.
It's such a great show. Go watch that. That's a really great show.
Yeah, what's other cool stuff we want to pimp?
I don't know. Who's some unfamous stuff that you follow?
That I'm into?
Yeah, or like what friends of ours have other YouTube channels and podcasts? Tim Schoenfeld does our theme song. He does have a SoundCloud. He has like a couple of older songs that are like they're just kind of silly. Like I think they were just demos. I don't remember, but go check that out.
My brother has a SoundCloud. Michael Nip.
Go check that. I listened to one. He did a cover of Trainwrecks, and then
Desperado.
and hymn "How Deep the Father's Love." Both of them, his voice killed. Like he's got a good voice.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, what's other stuff we can?
I don't know. Go check out
whackmatters.com.
Whack Matters, yeah. They used to help us get on iTunes, but we kind of broke away from that. Now we're not on iTunes.
Because we're trash people.
We have our own brand now, so that's okay.
Yeah, not because we're trash people, because we have our own brand.
Yeah, totally. That's pretty much it. Oh, go watch the new Spider-Man movie. I just bought the DVD. I had watched it last summer.
Okay, hold on, time out. We don't need to pimp Spider-Man.
No. I bought the DVD the other day because I had to see it again. And it's such a good movie. I love it so much. I'm sorry, I have to throw that out there.
Tom Holland.
He nailed it.
Babe Ruth style home run, called the shot. It was very good.
Yeah, I don't think his Peter Parker was quite as good as like Tobey Maguire's, in the sense that Peter Parker was very much a nerd, and I still felt like Tom Holland's character was like he was too much of like a cool nerd, but
he was cool. However,
in today's day and age, like being a nerd is kind of different. Like it's not all.
He went to a private school, so he was with other nerdy people.
That's true.
So he didn't stand out as much, but also he was more socially awkward than Tobey Maguire ever was. Tobey Maguire could talk to people. Like, he was, like, a little weird.
That's fair.
Like, he talked... Like, Tom Holland's...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying... I think it's a better movie,
talk to humans. No, like, he was just bad at it.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that... So, like...
I thought the whole thing in that movie, too, not this... I don't want to make this about a movie or whatever, but, like, that going back to he couldn't talk to humans, him doing, like, the whole videotape thing at the beginning... It very much was like,
great.
He was just a kid, you know? Like, frick, I'm going with freaking Tony Stark to go fight with the Avengers, and then when they jumped back to Civil War, when to his perspective, it was so great.
It was such a special, neat thing that was like so. That's okay. Who's your pitch? So there's enough talking about how great Spider-Man is.
Commercial break. That's it. Go support us on Patreon. Give us money, please, so that we can do this full time. That'd be great. My pitch. Oh boy, I was thinking it through in the car, and I had the idea a while back, and I really thought out kind of how I wanted to go when I was driving here. Oh man, I'm excited, but I get too excited, and sometimes I don't pitch it well. So picture this.
Just tell it like a story.
Picture this. All right, I'm going to tell it like a story. I got to get my story voice.
If you do
Four score and 7 years ago.
I'll walk out.
What did you say?
I said I'll leave. I'll walk out. I will stand up and leave.
That's fair. Okay. Picture this. World War One era, set in England. 12-year-old boy lives on a farm with his parents. Just small little farm right outside their village. And it's like a year or two into the war. And their village just gets bombed the heck out. Bombed to nothing. And their house burns and his parents die. Not to get super dark right away, but I have to set it up. And so he gets sent off to go live with his uncle. I feel like that's kind of a cliche thing to do, but I have to do that to set it up. And his uncle doesn't live in a nice place. I don't want to say his uncle's like a jerk or anything, but like picture the most trash-looking house that you can. And not like one of those like really fancy houses, but like he doesn't care, so it's like this small trash house or whatever.
It's just a dumpster with a roof.
Yeah. And so he's living there, and it's this tiny little village, and he makes friends with this girl. And he's 12. She's about like she's his age, maybe like 13 or 14. Or at least she's much more mature. She's much more mature than he is. But they go off and they play and stuff like in the woods and
Let's keep it PG.
Play imaginary. So when you play with like Nerf swords.
Yeah, like when I was a kid.
Yeah, like exact.
Like when I was a kid. Like I quit doing that when I was like 12.
I did. I don't know. Anyway,
I didn't do that yesterday.
Anyway, so it's just
they go and they use their imaginations to pretend fight goblins and whatnot.
Yeah, just kind of fun kids, and they really develop this friendship, really solid friendship. And
she's a ghost the whole time.
Oh, dude, you're catching on. That's not quite it, but you're catching on. Okay, so this
kid. Okay, I'm really interested now.
No one in the village likes this kid either. Like
him or her?
Him. Okay. The kid. They think he's kind of a thief, kind of a little weird, kind of crazy. He's not a thief, but no one likes him. His uncle isn't particularly the nicest, but doesn't really care. Kind of just is like a whatever. At the bar all the time, whatever. He doesn't show much of his uncle. And this is either a novel or a movie, by the way. And the kid starts to notice, like most of the time when he plays with this girl and they're hanging out, they're like in the woods or kind of just off having fun. They don't usually go into the village, but sometimes like they'll start to run into other people, and he doesn't notice it at first because he thinks that people just are treating him bad anyways. But he starts to notice that people don't notice this girl either, and he starts to notice that it's like he's the only one that can even see her. Like no one can see this girl, and so he starts wondering, and like he straight up asks her like, "What the heck? Like I'm not like, are you like a ghost or something?" And she says it's more complicated than that. And then one evening or whatever after dinner, he's going off. He's looking for her, and he can't find her anywhere or whatever. And she just kind of appears out of nowhere, very mysterious. And so he's wandering off in the woods, and he finds this little cavern-looking thing, or more of like a hut. But it's like made out of like old stones, boulders, and chunks of rotted wood and stuff. not real big. It looks like a caveman tried to build an outhouse. No door or anything, just kind of this like cave, kind of half cave, half man-made. And he walks inside, and he starts looking around, and it's just this empty room, but there's a wall on one side, and there's an image. There's like a graven, like carved or whatever symbol, and picture something like from Full Metal Alchemist. Like I was thinking this on the way here. I couldn't think of what's
Transmutation Circle.
Transmutation Circle. I could not think of the name for that.
No, you're good.
Something kind of like that, but a little simpler, and obviously not called that because that copyright issues. So, and he's looking at this carving, and the boy's name is Sebastian, by the way, and the girl,
little Sebastian, you're 10,000 candles in the wind. Have you seen Parks and Rec? Okay, good. I was like, this joke isn't gonna land at all.
Oh man, now I can't. Now I feel like I have to come up with a different name. I was just trying to think of something old-fashioned.
Oh no, Sebastian's a good name.
All right. Especially for where this is going, it needs to be like just a very simple. Anyway, and the girl's name is Mary. I think we're gonna
Sabrina,
say Mary.
the teenage witch. Oh,
Mary. The girl's name is Mary, and he hears a footstep. And he turns around, and it's Mary in the doorway, and she's like, "We got to get out of here." And he says, "What is this?" And then the camera zooms up on her, and you see on her face, you see on her neck, he sees the same image. And he asks her what it is, and she's like, "This is where it all started, but we got to go." And so she tells him like never to come back here. It's very dangerous. And so they walk back home, or to his home. She walks him home, and they get back to his house. She waits till he goes inside. He goes inside, and then she turns around and starts walking back towards the woods, and she thinks that he's inside.
He follows her?
No. He doesn't follow her. Yeah, he's looking out the window as she's walking in the woods, and then all of a sudden she turns her head. They make eye contact, and she just vanishes. Like, she kind of just like disappears. So he freaks out, and he just he goes in his room to kind of think about it or whatever, and he tries to fall asleep and forget it. He can't. So finally, later that night, he sneaks back out and goes back to this cavern, and he walks inside, and it's dark, and he's feeling around. Can't really see real well. I mean, he's got a flashlight, but
he goes back to the cabin with the transmutation sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's feeling around. He's trying to figure out what this symbol is or whatever. Like if there's any kind of writing, something he can understand. And then all of a sudden, the wall moves, and kind of like like where like a piece of the wall moves, like doorway type of thing. I've always thought that was cheesy in movies, but that's gonna be how it works, just for the sake of the story. And he falls through like a trapdoor hole, goes about 10 feet down into this dark tunnel, and he hurts his ankle too, so he can't run. And he's in this dark tunnel, and there's like, I don't know, maybe 100 feet down or whatever, he can see just a little glowing hole, like there's some kind of lit up room. And so he starts walking towards that way, limping that way because he hurt his ankle. And he's walking towards it, and as he gets closer, he starts hearing this noise, this chanting, and it's starting to get louder.
I can't stop this feeling. Okay, he starts hearing this chanting though.
I love that song.
It's very good. Thank you, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you go and buy both?
No, I did not buy
mixed albums.
Awesomeness Volume 1 or 2. No,
I did that right after seeing the movie. Anyway, off topic. Anyway, so he hears this chanting, and he kind of stops. And
what is the chanting saying, or is it
he can't understand. It's like
it seems like a language, just one he doesn't understand.
Yeah, but like monks chanting, like you know, like imagine monks in a cavern chanting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but more creepy than that.
Got you.
And So he kind of creeps back up against the wall, you know how people do, thinking it hides them. I just think that's kind of funny. But he does that, and he kind of scoots along the wall because he doesn't know what it is, until he can just barely see into the doorway. And he can see there's a fire in the center, which was pretty obvious because there was a light. But then he can see these hooded figures standing around this fire that are chanting. And they're like black robes, hoods. Like imagine, I was going to originally say imagine, I was originally picturing Ghost of Future, or what is it?
Ghost of Christmas Past?
Ghost of Christmas Future
sorry,
to come or whatever. Because that ghost always creeped the heck out of me when I was a kid. But I almost want to say it'd look even more like a wraith or something. But like completely all black clothing, like just scary as heck. And they're chanting, and it keeps getting louder. And he carefully tries to look out a little bit more, and he can see the fire, the entire fire. And he starts seeing this like this figure coming up out of the fire as they're chanting, and the chanting's getting louder, and the figure's becoming more and more lifelike and real and bigger. Okay. And then all of a sudden it stops, and he turns around, looks behind him, and looks back, and everything's gone. The figures are all gone, and the fire is reduced down to like ashes.
Does he recognize the figure coming out of the fire?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just some kind of figure, human type figure. And so he just bolts back to where he came from, bolts back, and granted he has a hurt ankle or whatever, and so he's in a lot of pain. He's running back, he's getting really scared, and he comes back to where the hole was that he fell through, and he can't get back up. Like he's trapped down there. There's no way. So he just sits in the corner and kind of cries like he's a 12-year-old kid, freaking scared out of his mind. Not to mention he's injured, and he sits there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden he sees this rodent coming along, like a rat, but it doesn't freak him out like it's like, yeah, I guess it would just be like a normal rat, but the rat's doing this weird twitching thing, like he's twitching his head, like, and then like running like a few feet in one direction, a few feet back towards him, and then back towards, and he starts wondering like, is this rat trying to communicate with me? This is really weird. So he gets up, and he gets up, and then the rat starts running towards the hole, towards the opening, the room, and so he walks back over there, and he walks into the room, and it's this, I don't know, probably about the size of this place. It's like average living room size, but it's like a dome, and completely, and it's circular, and he notices there's no chimney either. There's no hole in the top, even though there's a fire. And clearly this all was very magical, and this fire is like gone now. But there's the coals, the ashes and stuff. And he goes up to the fire, and he notices this rodent's running in circles around the ashes of the fire. It just won't stop, just keeps running in circles. And he picks up a stick, and he kind of pokes at the ashes to see the coals, and he sees this black stone. Like, it's like this dark blue, probably maybe color your shirt. I guess that's black, but maybe a little bit more blue, maybe more like blue. Just this polished stone. But it doesn't look real pretty. Like, it's not like an emerald or anything. It's just this polished blue or black stone. And like an idiot, he reaches down to touch it, not thinking that it'd be hot or anything. He just sees a stone, and he goes to pick it up. And he picks it up and burns his hand. He drops it.
He has a symbol on his hand.
No, not that. Would be too Indiana Jones-ish with picking up the. I don't want to do that. He picks it up, and then drops it, and then all of a sudden the rodent's gone, and he
symbols
sees,
on its neck.
What?
Symbols on its neck.
Not quite. I haven't gotten. This is about as far as I've gotten with the story, but he sees the girl standing there, and she's like, "I told you not to come down here." And he said, "What is this?" And he asked her, "What's this place?" And she's like, "It's I can't explain it to you now. You'll just have to figure it out now." and but we should go. And so she grabs his hand and she vanishes, does the whole vanishing thing again, but takes him with her. And that's pretty much as far as I've gotten with the whole storytelling aspect. So I'll kind of just give it to you straight here.
So this is okay. Got you.
So she kind of explained, and this kind of like it'll kind of happen to where like now she takes him back somewhere safe and kind of explains things to him a little bit. She's actually a vampire, and he touched that stone now, and now he's a ghost. And those figures chanting are
hunters.
Kind of, but their whole thing chanting was they were trying to bring back what they thought what's like their god or whatever through that flame, but it was like, or not even their god, but just like their leader, kind of like
Death Eaters and Voldemort style.
Yeah, kind of. I was thinking like Sauron wanting to like.
Okay.
Yeah, wanting to get the ring to take form again. Like their leader is also like not in form, and so the bottom line is like he's gonna have to stop these people, but now he's a ghost now, and
what powers does he get?
I haven't really gotten that far, but like people can't see him now, just like they couldn't see her, and so it's just going to be kind of like about them then going through this. And then here's a really interesting thing. This all started because of a dream that I had. But it wasn't this deep. It was just about like I had a dream about like a kid who was hanging out who was like friends with this girl. She was a vampire. He falls into this cavern and becomes a ghost. And that was the dream I had. Anyway, and so like the story's going to keep progressing into him figuring out more about these creatures, trying to stop them. I think it'd make a really cool book. Maybe a movie, but I feel like it'd be a better book because of all the descriptive detail and stuff. But what I kind of want your help with is like I have the backstory for him. I want more of a backstory for her. And I haven't come up with that yet. Like,
how long do you want her to have been a vampire?
So she's like his age. But I mean vampires
don't age. So is she like very old?
Like not really, like probably became a vampire like turn of the century. So like this is World War I, probably like 1900.
So she's been alive for how many Earth human years are you gonna say?
I don't know, probably like only like 20. She's not that old as a vampire or whatever.
Okay, well, like,
but like
traditionally,
yeah. Like so, here's the thing:
vampires are created.
Yeah, they're created by another vampire, but like. I want there to be some kind of the backstory with like her and how she became a vampire and having a similar story to him, you know, like she found this cavern also and like, but instead of turning into a ghost, with the stone, there was, you know, she was caught and there was, here's the thing. So she was clearly like she was caught by a vampire and then turned into a vampire. But what if the leader that they're trying to bring back is a vampire?
See, that's what I was gonna say.
And that's what turned her into a vampire. And she was not powerful enough to stop him, but she was able to take away his human form. So now he's just like a spirit, but not like a ghost, but you know he's. Like he's trapped in that fire or whatever. That's why they keep trying to bring him back. But I haven't gotten too much into that yet.
Okay,
anyway, so what are your thoughts?
Picture this. Very much like Sebastian, Mary, like they're a lot the same. So roughly kind of same type of thing happens. She moves to a new place, doesn't know a lot of people. But there's like sort of like this stereotypical like just the worst, like very rich, pompous guy kind of running a small town, and he's very mysterious, where it's all black kind of thing. Okay.
That was a weird sound.
We're serious. She kind of realized like, oh, like this guy's like the worst, so she like stands up to him and stuff like that, and like over time she learns like, oh, this dude's a vampire.
Okay.
So, like, she, like, kind of, like, freaks out about it, and she goes and, like, the sensible thing to do, like, hey, Dad, so-and-so's a vampire. And of course, sensible type of thing. That's not a thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, she starts to take matters into her own hands. She starts going to the library. I'm assuming they had libraries at this point in time.
Probably.
Anyway, she gets her hand on books and tomes of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And researching this. Because, like, she tries to, like, talk to people about it. Nobody believes her. So she looks into vampires and tries to figure out what the rules regarding them are. And the rules can be different with your world or whatnot. Anyway, she realizes, and this will bring some kind of other magic into the world. Vampires are susceptible to magic.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to cast something at him. Oh. Let's say there's a library.
Okay.
There's a library.
There's like a town library or something, yeah.
He has paid off one of the librarians to say, hey, people start checking out or looking into books about magic or vampires or anything, like, give me a heads up. Like, tell me.
Okay.
So he confronts her and it's like, hey, drop it. Don't worry about anything. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you. And she's like, you're kind of running this town out of fear.
What if, since he's a super rich guy, what if it's like his personal library? Because that's kind of how it was back then. Like,
That'd be cool.
he has like all these books in his house, and like somehow she befriends him, and like to get her hands on these books. But then he starts figuring out the books that she's taking.
So get this. He destroys her house and kills her parents. She runs into the woods
Okay.
and makes a fortress of some kind in a cave that she finds.
Mm-hmm.
So she sort of makes that thing.
Okay.
Oh, dude. Okay, so the thing she draws on the wall and the thing on her neck are supposed to protect are like warning tomes to where, like, it like burns when a vampire's around, so like she can feel it, right?
Oh, okay.
She then, but though she's still like she doesn't feel safe, so she makes like a secret room under the place. And then she starts like practicing, like getting all the components for like this spell that can kill him.
Yeah.
She's new at it, she's nervous. He comes, finds the secret room, she starts casting. In the process of casting, she messes up the spell because she gets bit. However, so rather than like killing him, she just like bandages him to like a different plane of existence.
Yeah.
Essentially. So she gets bit, so she becomes a vampire because
Mm-hmm.
like she doesn't drain all her blood because she bandages him. But then she's like, what? But she doesn't know how to be a vampire yet.
Yeah.
So the whole reason that like nobody can see her is because he was very, very old and he's like, I'm a vampire and I do these things. And like it's like a skill that I've learned to will myself to be seen by everybody. And I'm sure there's a way you can play like have like fun way to play around with it, like fun with like mirrors and stuff. Like the whole reason mirrors didn't see them was like not necessarily that mirrors didn't, it's just that things didn't see them. Or you can have it be the opposite to where like mirrors can see them but humans can't.
Oh yeah.
That could be neat. That's my backstory for her. That's why.
Yeah, no, that's great. See, that's a good idea.
I'm out.
Yeah, no, that's great. See, that's what I like about the show. That's like I couldn't come up with a backstory for her. I'm like just throwing around ideas for it. Cool. I really want to write this. I think this would be a cool book.
Do it. I am off and on working on a script for a comic book.
Oh, really?
A very, very long script. Yeah, off and on.
Is it that one that you sent me about
Yeah.
the? Okay.
But like I have a lot of it's character based. Believe it or not. Like
Okay.
you'd be surprised. I'm working on something very character based. What? But super character based, and I don't have like a lot of like the plot because it's gonna be volumes like to it. I don't have like the plot for all the volumes, but I have like the character beats for everything that happens in the story essentially.
Yeah. So now here's another thing too, and then I was thinking about this with wanting to have such an elaborate backstory with her. Do I want that to be part of the story, or do I want that to be like that's a separate book later or something? That's stuff you don't really find out till like the end.
You could do like a neat thing where
I mean, I guess you kind of need to find out because you didn't find out who the.
like you could do like a neat thing where like it like chapter in, or like you could have like a way to where like it's like an epilogue to each chapter in the book to where like you learn like there's like little chapters that like tell a little bit more about Mary's story back then, you know what I mean?
Okay.
To where, like, if you wanted to, like, let's say you're just a big fan of that story, you could just read the ending to every single chapter and get, like, the little bit of her story.
Okay.
Or you could also just, I don't know, it's just like a neat device you could use in the story.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all
well, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's a cool idea, though.
I dug that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that you feel as captivated when I talk a long time and just tell a story as I felt. Because that was a really neat feeling. I was like, oh, dude. I was very into that, actually. Because you don't always tell stories like that. And I think you should more often now, because I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like stories a lot. That's our show. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim Schoenfeld, for letting us use your song.
Footy Pajamas for the theme song.
Excuse me.
Again, give us money on Patreon if you want to.
Or just do it, or...
Check out the other content.
Do it, I'll murder you.
Yeah, just do it!
Oh, dude, I forgot! There's a bunch of vines about that.
Yeah, check out other stuff on our channel. This Let Me Pitch This To You's on the Imagination Warehouse channel.
Yeah, we took kind of like, except for Ian's podcast, we took like a break, like a week off. We're going to be back in business this week.
Yeah, Marcus.
So the comedy's going to come out. I'm going to send you another comedy. I'm probably going to record that in the next day or so.
Okay.
And send you that, and that'll be the first season of the comedy stuff. I'm going to write a bunch. Like, we're back in business.
Cool. Yeah, I'll do my music podcast.
A bunch of crap happened in my life that we're not going to get into. We're back in business.
What happened, Marcus? No. Did you get busted for drugs?
Yeah, again.
Spent the whole weekend in jail.
In the drunk tank. No, it doesn't matter. Essentially, though, like nothing like even.
You just get busy.
Yeah, so a bunch of like real life. I had to be an adult and stuff. Stuff happened in my life.
I hate that.
That's all dealt with. So back to business this week.
Cool. Sounds good.
So yeah, I'm pumped about it. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Are you all ready for this? Oh, frick! Dude, I forgot about that. I was like trying to quote it. Like, what is that Disney song? You all ready for this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. That's okay. Did you not listen to Radio Disney as a kid?
No.
You had no freaking childhood.
Agreed.
When others are trapped in their beds, that's when I am free. Thanks to footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. They let me be what I need to be.
I have a great intro, Ian.
Really? Good. I don't have an intro. Alright, that's the intro.
I don't have an intro. I lied to you. I just told a lie.
What's a bullcrap lie?
Yeah,
Stop BSing on this podcast.
Just straight. That's the whole podcast. That's all this podcast is. It's just bullcrap.
Bullcrap. Yeah.
Bullcrap.
Wait. Bullcrap.
I thought you were gonna go. I thought we were gonna 4-layer it.
Oh, okay.
And then 4-layer crap.
Wait. I got. Okay. All right.
Snow. I don't actually know that song, but I love that movie.
I don't know. All right, ready?
Suck it.
You suck it.
I don't.
Suck it.
He goes low. I don't remember.
No, Gus goes low. Wait, who has the lower register?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I should know that. I haven't seen Psych in forever.
I think we can agree without a doubt this is the worst intro we've had in a while.
Okay, not really good intro. You know what I was thinking the other day? If I ever became a teacher, I would want to teach an English class and compare Homer's Odyssey with X-Men. Do you know where that's from?
It's a Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World.
No, dude.
I don't know why. I was talking to my parents about school earlier and college. And
and
I was thinking that, and I'm like, that'd be super cool. That'd be super cool to teach a kid a comic book. That's literature.
As somebody who's straight up rethought all of my life plans in an attempt to push off going to school to the attempt to never ever go back to school ever, I wouldn't mind being a teacher if I could teach the way that I wanted to.
I know, right?
That actually sounds kind of cool.
I would love to be a teacher, but I don't know if I can handle the public school system.
Hey, school.
Yeah.
I'd love to like teach a class of like people just like sign up for it. Like you don't even have to pay for it. I just teach a class about what I want, how I want.
That's called podcasting.
Yeah, essentially, but like with like an actual audience where people can ask questions.
We could do a live audience show. Put some chairs back there.
Shoot.
Hey, I mean, I don't know. Oh, hey guys. Oh, this is a long. Oh, frick, dude, I didn't.